Okay, hello. This is the second video this week that I've recorded on this phone. I don't know if I'm going to keep it up. I'm not sure if I have the stamina to be consistent, but hello. How are you? So, I have this video idea and I'm trying to get better about moving on my ideas rather than just keeping them in a box and then waiting for months. So here I am. This is going to be a little bit of a controversial video, and some of you are going to outright disagree with me and be like, you're stupid. And that's okay, believe whatever you want. I encourage free thought all the time, okay? So, also, if you're not subscribed, you should definitely subscribe for updates and notifications and stuff. Okay, so, praying for your enemies. A lot of people would disagree with this, and I'm not going to tell you that you should think this way because the Bible tells you so. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Bible thumper. I have read the Bible. I do think some parts of the Bible are relatively useful, but that's not the basis of my argument. The reason why I think that it is important to pray for your enemies is because for someone to make them an enemy to you, assuming that you are a child of God and you identify as such, or a child of the universe, or the child of the divine, however you want to say that, for someone to make themselves an enemy to you, they would already have to be lost in the brain. They would already have to be lost in the heart. You know what I mean? And so when I say pray for your enemy, I mean send them healing energy, hope and pray that they learn the error of their ways, that they learn how to be a better human being. That's what I mean when I say pray for them. Not just pray for them to have good luck or pray for them to have good health. No, pray for them to literally learn their lesson. Because 9 times out of 10 people who go around causing trouble and causing violence are not people who know God, who know the divine. And one thing, I'm not a Christian. When I say God, you could replace that for a lot of different things. You could place that for the universe. You could place that for the cosmos. You could replace that for the Holy Spirit. There's a lot of things you could replace that for. Okay. So we're on the same page. I like to believe that we all have our own personal relationship with the divine, with God, with the universe. Yes, sure. But some people, a lot of people, because of the capitalistic nature, the competitive nature of our society, have turned that connection off, because there is a lot of rules and regulations and policies and standards that we adhere to that are inherently not of divine love. You know what I mean? The idea that you're supposed to throw out food at the end of the day is not something of divinity. That's not something of loving nature. That is creating scarcity. That is creating a deficit. There are people who are starving, and even the fact that there are people in that situation and we have it band together as a society to make sure that people aren't homeless is also not of divine love. You know what I mean? And so generally, people who make themselves an enemy to others, like people who do cruel things, people who I'm not just talking about people who are disliked by a lot of people. I'm talking about people who genuinely objectively do cruel things. They're already lost in the sauce. It's already too gone. And sure, I want to believe that miracles happen all the time. I want to believe that everyone is capable of salvation and redemption. But when you're dealing with these people, you have to realize that, because some of these people have actively we could have an argument. We could talk about whether or not it's possible to sell our souls. So I'm going to use that language very carefully. Some of these people have already sold their souls to different entities. Some of these people have already given up their livelihood or given up their passions for to be comfortable. You know what I mean? And so the reason why I say pray for them is because you're adding more, how do I say this? like they're already existing with this bad fire in their spirit, this bad energy in them. And for you to be hateful towards them, for you to be like, fuck you for ruining my life, it's justified. It makes sense. It's natural that you would be upset. But you're adding more fuel to the fire. And sure, you could do that. They're already self-destructive. So it's like, why not just add a little bit to it and help them? But when you believe in the law of oneness, when you believe that we're all connected, you understand that hurting someone else is also hurting yourself. And so them hurting you is also hurting themselves, yes. But when you hold Christ consciousness, when you truly hold Christ love, you don't want to hurt other people, even if they do deserve it. And it's not about turning the other cheek. It's literally just about loving other people as you love yourself. Like, even though you know that you couldn't bring yourself to do certain things or to be as cool as some of these other people, you still understand that, like, if you were in their shoes, you would hope that somebody would give you grace. You would hope that somebody would give you patience, you know? And that's what you have the ability to grant these twisted people. Because once again, they're twisted in the head. They're lost in the head. They're lost in the heart, you know? They don't even know who they are. And you never know, you could be that one person who, like, silently guides them in the right direction, you know? And you don't even have to, like, talk to them or, like, tell them that they're wrong, but just, like, once again, the prayer. Like, I don't think we understand how powerful prayer is. Like, I've seen prayer work in my own life, like, on a small scale and on a big scale. So that's why I preach about it, because I've seen it work in my own experience. And I've also been a huge skeptical in the past. I've also been a person who used to be like, prayer's stupid, prayer's useless, you're just talking to no one. I used to think like that. But then over time, once again, I saw it work. And so now I'm like, yeah, no, make sure you pray. Stay prayed up, because it works. And regardless of what you believe in religiosity wise, like, you could be a Christian, you could be a Buddha, like, it doesn't matter your religion. It's just a request. It's a petition to the universe, to the greater forces that govern us, you know? So yeah, I also talk about it in my ebook, like how it can be necessary to pray for our enemies. You can check it out. Shout out to the one person who bought it. You're awesome. I recently raised the price, so if you want to check it out, you can check it out. I'm going to try to put my link tree down below. If I don't, please don't sue me. But if I do put it down below, you should check that out. If not, either way, I hope you remember to stay hydrated. I hope you remember to take care of yourself today. And thank you for being here. Have a nice one. Deuces.